Storm Watch 12 weather on News Watch 12.
Hey everybody, meteorologist Oliver Smith. Nice seeing you again. We do have a couple of warnings from the National Weather Service. Well, one warning and one advisory actually, but there's a flash flood warning right over the McKinney-Burn Scar area right now at this particular time. This is the area kind of shaded in red right here over some pretty good thunderstorms right over that region, dumping a lot of rain and some additional lightning as well. Now, just to the northeast of Mount Shasta, there's an aerial flood advisory for lowland areas. Essentially, they could flood briefly, and then also because of just some heavy rain in the area. That's set to expire at 7:30 tonight. Here in the Rogue Valley, not a whole lot of activity, except Ashland did pick up a shower. That main core missed the city just to the south of it. But again, you can see more activity to our southwest. So Bedford hasn't seen anything yet. That could change over the next several hours. Extending off towards the east, Chemult had some activity earlier, and now there's a cell that's pushing off towards the east. And then you head off farther off towards the east over by Paisley, some steady rain at this particular time. Again, the bigger picture, again, there's just a big old kind of convergence zone in terms of just steady rain just to the southwest of Lakeview. And this is all eventually going to shift up towards the north and the east. Now, looking at the big picture again, that flow is still from the southwest, so eventually everything will push away. And we do have drier air offshore, which will eventually help to push some of the smoke out of the area. But we're going to have to wait until later on to tomorrow afternoon into the early evening hours, and then we'll start seeing that shift from the northwest towards the south and the east. So we'll get some relief from the smoke, but it won't go away completely because it will return, at least for a little bit. Now, in terms of the higher elevation smoke, in terms of if you're looking straight up and you're looking for a blue sky, if it's clear, well, you won't really see that because there's still going to be a lot of smoke up in the upper atmosphere. And speaking of smoke, we do have an air quality alert for Jackson, Josephine, and Klamath counties. Again, this is set to expire Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Could be extended maybe a little bit depending on that wind shift. Now, also the latest air quality again out towards Cave Junction. Again, you can see very unhealthy in terms of air quality extending off towards the east, Medford, all the way down towards Ashland and the California border. Again, we are under the unhealthy category at this time. And we're not the only place that's suffering in terms of the bad air quality. You look all the way up towards the north into southern Canada, there's a whole lot of real estate covered in some pretty poor air quality. Now, in terms of the rainfall forecast, I think this is doing a pretty good job of showing amounts, but not necessarily in the exact locations. But mostly we should be looking at half an inch to maybe an inch or even more east of the Cascades. And again, areas down to the south, I mean, don't be surprised if we pick up even more than what is being shown, but maybe not in that particular location. So again, we're going to continue the activity during the overnight hours. Eventually, once we go through the morning and into the afternoon tomorrow, everything will start to shift off towards the north and the east, and they should be pretty widely scattered, at least in terms of showers for Tuesday, mainly staying in the mountainous areas. And that's again because we'll have a cool area of low pressure that's going to push out of the area. Another one will stay offshore, and it depends what it does in terms of if it stays too far offshore, it may pump up some heat. If it moves in quick enough, we may cool off rather nicely. So here's your current conditions. We're 82 right now in Medford, so if you're stepping out, but it will cool off to about 63 for tonight, 54 for Klamath Falls. You should warm up to 71 for tomorrow, 81 for Medford. Here's your extended forecast. Again, temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the next several days. Hazy conditions through at least Wednesday. Northern California, your smoke should linger through about Thursday. Temperatures going from the 70s to the 90s by Thursday. And for the Klamath Basin, temperatures will go from the 70s and to the 80s for the next couple of days. Showers should diminish by tomorrow and dry after that. Cascades, scattered showers diminish tomorrow. Smoke continues for the next couple of days after that, and that stays pleasant into the 70s through the weekend. And the Rogue Valley, again, scattered showers decreasing eventually tomorrow. Temperatures warming up into the 90s, pretty hot on Thursday, and then temperatures cooling just a little bit by the weekend.